Good afternoon. Mr. Mayor, Dr. Vidala, family, friends, and Pisces class of 2022, welcome to our Grade 8 Moving On ceremony for the Pisces cluster. I'd like to invite two of our Pisces students, Isabella Gomes and Noah Bunseng, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Our flag is to the left. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Isabella and Noah. It's certainly been an eventful 3 years for our class of 2022. You walked in as excited, maybe a little nervous, sixth graders back in 2019. And just when you started to settle in and get used to life here at Higgins, everything stopped. Then you came back last year as seventh graders in this crazy half home, half in school, all the same people are in all my classes hybrid setup, where we actually made you sit in the cafeteria 6 feet apart from everybody while you ate lunch. And then this year, we finally brought you back to some sense of normalcy. It felt a little bit more every day like pre-March 2020. One thing that stood out among this class was your patience and your flexibility. We had some crazy rules, if you remember having to stand outside on the spray-painted hawks during masks breaks, or having to wipe down your desk between every class last year. You did it, though, and you set an example as role models for others. You also adjusted every single time that we asked you to make a change. Your actions as a class reinforced to us over and over that it has been, in what has been a tough 2 years, we've seen plenty of decency, class, kindness, and selflessness to go around, and it made all of the efforts worth it. I think it's appropriate now also to thank some that were responsible for making this year of normalcy possible. First, our city leadership, the mayor, Dr. Vidala, our school committee, for continuing to make decisions that put kids first. To our school leadership, Mr. Ginalfi, Ms. Fine, Mr. Heenan, and Mr. Ganti, for their tireless efforts in making sure that this, the largest middle school, runs so smoothly. To our teachers and our support staff, day in and day out, they reinvent teaching and build relationships to provide a first-rate education to our students. They have and always will have our undying admiration and gratitude. To our parents and guardians and families, thank you for continuing to be part of your kids' education, volunteering, coming to back-to-school nights, parent conferences, and having faith in us over the past couple of years of uncertainty. You've demonstrated time and time again what makes Peabody the most education-friendly community around. More than ever, we are proud to send this class out to the world beyond Higgins, one that promises a bright future for all of you, where you make the best of the lessons you've learned and the skills you've developed over the past 3 years. Congratulations, Pisces class of 2022, and from all of us here, thank you. At this point, I'd like to ask our mayor, Ted Bettencourt, to come up and say a few words.
Well, good afternoon. I'm extremely honored and happy to be here today with all of you for the Higgins Middle School Moving On ceremony, an important moment in the lives of our 8th graders. And it is meaningful for 2 reasons. First, we are celebrating the achievement of an important milestone in the educational journey of our students, an opportunity for well-deserved congratulations in attaining this honor. But today is also a day to look forward in anticipation, because our 8th graders will be going to high school next year. Some will go to Essex Tech, Bishop Fenwick, St. John's Prep, but most of you will go to Peabody Veterans Memorial High School to experience some of the best years of your life. At our high school graduation a couple of weeks ago, we honored nearly 400 students, incredibly talented and accomplished, with their diplomas, many preparing for the next step in going on to college. We have students attending top colleges across the country, It is something that makes me proud to see our young students having success in pursuing their dreams. It is important for our students to know that you can achieve all of your dreams from the Higgins Middle School. I could speak for hours of graduates from Peabody who have all gone on to accomplish incredible success. Did you know that 2 of the 7 judges serving on the Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court graduated from the Higgins Middle School? The highest court in our state. Those 7 judges that make decisions that affect our daily lives. And 2 of the 7 sat right where our students are sitting now. Justice Kimberly S. Budd and Justice David A. Lowy recently spoke to Peabody High School students in an amazingly informative forum. Justice Lowy was a regular playing basketball on the courts at Emerson Park and Symphony Park. He graduated from the University of Massachusetts and got his law degree at Boston University. Judge Lowy told students he had no idea he wanted to be a lawyer when he was in high school. He discovered his love later when he was in college. Justice Budd was number 2 in her class at Peabody High School and went to Georgetown University for her bachelor's degree in English, and then on to Harvard University for her law degree. She is just the 3rd African American to serve on the state Supreme Court. This is just one example. I did want to add an example. I had a pretty amazing experience a couple of weeks ago. One of the great parts of my job is I get to meet a lot of people and hear stories. And I met a young lady, I think she's in her early 30s now. She graduated from the Higgins Middle School and Peabody High School, and she works for NASA, and she's studying atmospheric pressure in the Orion Belt. I pretended I knew exactly what she was talking about, but I had no idea what she was talking about. But it was pretty amazing. I thought that's a pretty cool story. Somebody from Higgins Middle School, Peabody High School, now studying and helping NASA with their efforts. But the point of all this is all of our students, from right where you are, can become leaders in any field you desire, in medicine, in law, in business, in the military, in education, in athletics, performing arts, in government. From right where you are sitting, know you can achieve all of your dreams. Congratulations to all of the parents and families and teachers and administrators, everybody who gave so much to our students to help make this day possible. I know it's always a team effort. But to our students, congratulations. Enjoy this moment. Big things are ahead of you. Dream big, and good luck along the way. Look forward to seeing all of your success in the future. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to bring up to the podium at this time our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Vidala, to offer a few words.
Thank you, Mr. Busey. It's an honor to be here to speak to our 8th graders and their families on this very special day. A moving on ceremony is an opportunity for us to look back and reflect on what has been, and also to look forward in excitement for what is yet to come. Some of you may know that I have a daughter in the 5th grade who moved on a couple days ago from the South Memorial School. So parents, I share many of the same emotions that you have. As I was sitting at that moving on ceremony, I thought about our 8th graders and how just 3 years ago you moved on from 5th grade, and what you were expecting, some excitement, some nervousness of coming to middle school, and all your thoughts of what middle school were going to be. And then I thought about how what you got was not what you expected. The experience that you had was very different. And I think it's a good experience to look back and reflect on that although you did not expect what happened and although you could not control it, you made the most of it. And I think part of the reason is our teachers right here. They have done an amazing job over the past 2 years to adjust their practice, to adapt, and to be flexible, but most importantly, to make you at the forefront of everything that they do and to make sure you had a wonderful experience. So please join me in really congratulating and thanking the teachers for the wonderful work they've done. Now, Mr. Busey shared that the Higgins Middle School is the largest middle school in the state of Massachusetts. And I'm proud to say that we were among the first middle schools to be fully in person last year. When many communities around us and many schools much smaller than us stayed fully remote, we came back sooner than everybody. And that was in large part to our school administration, our mayor, and our very supportive school committee. But we couldn't do it without the parents. And all of the parents and family, having a middle schooler is tough. Having them at home every day trying to learn is even tougher. So I just want to take a moment to thank you for your flexibility and thank you for all the work that you've done in supporting these students over the last 3 years and really making sure, again, that they've had an unbelievable experience. And especially this year, we were able to start bringing back some of those experiences, and to see the smiles on their faces has been amazing. But it wouldn't have been possible without all the parents. So 8th graders, please join me in giving a huge round of applause to your families and your parents. One of the best things about being superintendent is that I get to visit all the schools. And I love coming to see the schools and seeing the smiling faces of our students and seeing the great things they're doing in the classroom. Over the past couple weeks, I had the opportunity of going to the high school. We have a medical assisting program at the high school for students who want to enter the medical field. And we recently had the opportunity to purchase a simulation lab. And in the simulation lab, they have a mannequin, and it's a real lifelike mannequin to work on medical procedures and to learn about that. So the mannequin has a wig on it, it has blinking eyes that work, it breathes so the chest expands and contracts, and students can check its pulse, they can check its blood pressure, and they can really make some medical decisions, and it's a great learning tool. So while I was there, you know, the eyes are moving around, it was tracking me a little bit, so I thought that was a little strange. And then it closed its eyes and fell asleep. It started snoring. And so it's so lifelike. It started snoring. And I was like, well, I just, you know, I hope this isn't an indicator of what's going to happen during the speech. So bear with me. We're going to make this pretty quick for the rest of the speech. The last thing that I wanted to share with you is later in the day I went to the forensics class. So we have a forensic program at the high school that is truly amazing. And the kids were taking fingerprints. And then they started talking about all the different things that they get to do, and they do some CSI work and they do some investigations. And one of the hallmarks of the program is that no matter what happens in any scene that they investigate, something is always left behind, and sometimes you can't see it. And that made me think of our 8th graders. Think about the things that you're leaving behind. And you're leaving behind a legacy of students that learned in a completely different way than anyone else who has ever gone through the Higgins Middle School. And I think you're going to be better off for it. You were able to learn remotely, hybrid, in person, and you have all of these skills. So as you move on to high school, I know many of you will be going to some different schools. I want you to think about that legacy that you're going to leave and the things that you'll leave behind as you go through high school, your interactions with each other, your interactions with people, and most importantly, your interactions as a group and within the community. You have made us so incredibly proud over the last 3 years, and I know you're going to do amazing things in high school. So I look forward to seeing you. I want to congratulate you on a wonderful day. I hope you have a great day, and I hope to see you in the future seeing all the great things that you do. So congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Vidala. I know you have a lot of these ceremonies to go to, and we appreciate you being here for these. At this point, we like to celebrate our newly selected members of our National Junior Honor Society as part of our Moving On ceremony. And to help us do that, I'm going to bring up our National Junior Honor Society advisor, Mr. Anthony Fernari.
Good afternoon. I'd like to congratulate the 67 new National Junior Honor Society members who truly personify the National Junior Honor Society pillars of scholarship, citizenship, leadership, character, and service. This is clearly shown as you have a new member GPA average of a 3.88, which far surpasses the needed 3.67. Then, much, much more importantly, you have completed an astounding 2,697 hours of community service in this past year, all during a pandemic, and that right there is amazing.
I'd like to take a second to thank and acknowledge and wish well Mr. Fernari, who is leaving us to go to the center school to be their new assistant principal. Congratulations, Mr. Fernari. You're right around the corner, which is great for us. It's even better for them because they are getting an outstanding educator and they should be very happy. Again, congratulations. At this point, I would like to call up our National Junior Honor Society members from the Pisces cluster to come up and get their certificates. Allison Bowe. Kelsey Bowe. Tira Martin. Peyton McDonald. Ava Pulea Ekman. Congratulations, Allison. And Avery Skinner. And wait, there's more. Congratulations to our Honor Society members on a job well done. I'd like to continue to recognize the achievement, effort, and citizenship of some of our graduating Pisces students. Two very impressive graduating students in the Pisces cluster have achieved the lofty status of principal's list for each of their marking periods at Higgins Middle School. That means they are leaving here with a perfect 4.0 grade point average. I'd like you to help us to celebrate and congratulate Tira Martin, and Avery Skinner. The Pisces teachers, with my assistance, are going to recognize some of the achievement and effort they've seen in their classes this year. And to start off, I'm going to bring up Ms. Bloomerth for the English Language Arts Awards. Starting with the award for English Language Arts Achievement. Perseverance is the first adjective that comes to mind when thinking of this student. She earned an A+ in Ms. Bloomer's class 3 of the 4 quarters. She really slacked in the 3rd quarter with a 98. We can count on her to participate in class. She works hard to be certain that her work is the best that it can be. And other than the scar, you'd never know she had to miss quite a few days for knee surgery. It's for all of these reasons and more that this year's ELA Achievement Award goes to Avery Skinner. Testing that knee out. For the award for English Language Arts Effort and Citizenship, this student has worked very hard to be successful this year. Although she is quiet and tends to fly under the radar, she is kind, friendly, and helpful. She is always the first to help others and can always be counted on to help clean up around the room even when she didn't make the mess. Ms. Bloomerth is proud to present this year's Effort Citizenship Award to Yasmin Mamouni. Thank you, Ms. Bloomerth. To present a series of math awards, Mrs. Rosito. First, for Mathematics Achievement. This year's Mathematics Achievement Award is given to a student who consistently had the best average of all 4 quarters. She had an excellent understanding of concepts and had the answer to most questions when no one else could. She worked quietly but quickly and was always looking for ways to be challenged beyond the everyday curriculum. She will be very successful in the coming years of high school and beyond. Maxine Funchen. This year's award for math effort and citizenship goes to a wonderful student who is kind, considerate, and always tries her best and was extremely colorful in completing her assignments. She never needed to look, Mrs. Rosito never needed to look at the name when it came to her work. She will surely be a favorite of future teachers. Kelsey Bowe. This year's Algebra Achievement Award goes to a student that has been a pleasure to teach. Her understanding of the algebra concepts during the course of the year always shined through on any activity she completed. She never missed an assignment, and her work was always meticulous and thorough. She will always be a high achiever and has a very bright future. Tira Martin. This year's Algebra Effort Award goes to someone who could be really called a TA, as she provided the entire class with peer explanation. She was the extra teacher for those who wanted her guidance. She was never shy to answer or to point out a Mrs. Rosito oops. Her educated guess for why was always the voice in a room of crickets. We wish her all the best in years to come and look for a TA position in college because you'll get paid to do it then. Temperance Reed. Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Rosito. And now to present the Science Awards, I bring Mr. Clark. This year's Science Achievement Award goes to a student who exemplifies academic achievement, classroom participation, and leadership. Her dedication to excellence is only surpassed by her sense of humor and open, friendly presence in the classroom. She is an inspiration to others and has all she needs to succeed. Tegan Bowler. The Effort in Science Award goes to a student who has shown consistent effort and subject matter interest throughout the year. She has blended high academic success with deep scientific curiosity. These are excellent habits to have in science. We hope she pursues a career in science as she has shown the skill set needed to make considerable contributions to the field. Julie Smith. Thank you, Mr. Clark. And finally, to present the Social Studies Awards, Mr. McCabe. This year's Pisces Social Studies Achievement Award goes to a student that possesses a remarkable subject interest in social studies. His work ethic is unparalleled and his attention to detail is beyond impressive. He has clarifying questions that benefit everyone, and he is polite and mature beyond his years. He has maintained an A+ throughout the year and has been an absolute pleasure to have in class. Congratulations, Harrison Tellius. This year's Pisces Social Studies Effort and Citizenship Award goes to a student who has actively participated in class discussion and is not afraid to take academic risks. She's always the first to help peers in class, all while maintaining an A average. Her effort and citizenship have been a marvel all year. Congratulations, Alana Rosa. Thank you, Mr. McCabe, and congratulations to all of our Pisces Award winners. Before we present our certificates to a class that has made us so proud over the past 3 years, I'd like to say a few words about a person whose kindness and compassion is unmatched. This is Mrs. Gigante's final moving on ceremony of her career, as she too is moving on to a well-deserved retirement. I've had the pleasure of working with Mrs. Gigante since 2006, and I can honestly say she is one of the most dedicated and generous professionals that I've ever known. The epitome of an educator, Mrs. Gigante made every decision, and there have been a ton of them over the course of her career, based on what was best for her students. We will miss her dearly, but wish her the very best in retirement, Mrs. Gigante.
Thank you for your kind words, Mr. Busey. 8th graders, for just a little while longer. My message to you today, as you move on to high school next year, is to always make the most of your time. A few weeks ago, I was remembering that 3 years ago, when you began 6th grade, my goal was to get to know each one of you personally. Just a show of hands. How many of you actually remember me interviewing you that first year in 6th grade. You do. Okay. Well, I got about halfway through my interviews when our time together was abruptly cut short in March. Although our time together during these past 3 years has been interrupted, to say the least at times, I am confident that your time here has been spent well. You see, it's not about the amount or the quantity of the time that you have, but more importantly, it is what you do with that time, the quality of time spent, and what you learn during that time. In that regard, you have succeeded at making the most of your time at Higgins Middle School, and you are certainly ready to move on. You are older, wiser, more mature, and just to set the record straight, we have gotten to know each other very well during our time together since 6th grade. I can honestly say that I am very proud of all you have accomplished during your time here and all that you have learned during these past 3 years. I would encourage you to continue to make the most of your time in high school and beyond. Be sure to seize every moment, live every moment to its fullest, and take in all that life has to offer. And remember, along the way, the time is always right to spread a little kindness to those around you. Congratulations and best of luck to the class of 2022. Thank you. Carmen Katerina. Eamon Jalal. Savannah Andrews. Dominic Greenlaw Doherty. Caden Spencer. Jadiel Acosta. Jaden Betts. Kelsey Bowe. Noah Bunsieng. Joaquim Chavez Asufong. Sophia Chesley. Gabriella Dragani. Maxine Function. Isabella Gomes. Todd LeCain. Tara Martin. Casey Medeiros. Abriana Mendoza. Stavro Nako. Rebecca Rawls. Alana Rosa. Ricaldi St. Fort. Kaysen Smith. Jordan Susi. Rayani Texera. Logan Whitehouse. Anjali Analis. Brian Barreto. Mikhail Bay. Tegan Bowler. Leonard Castro Leon. Yanis Colon. Sienna De Castro. Brian Dunn. Skylin Dupuy. Madison Gath Jamas. Matthew Gomes. Vanessa Gutierrez. Thomas Mallet. Isabella Martinez. Othman Menkare. Yasmin Mamouni. Kenneth Pacheco Mopes. Nevea Pereira. Temperance Reed. Aaron Ruiz. Emmy Santos. Armando Tybot Hernandez. Jordan Williams. Stephen Bassi. Isabella Beltrame. Ashley Beltry. Jackson Cephalo. Leela Cheney. Annabella De Leon. Ronan Espinal. Savannah Espinola. Stephen Hashi. Nevea Isales. Giovanni Marquez. Sophia Mastrangelo. Julia McManus. Osama Michal. Angelia Ortiz. Luis Antonio Pereira. Abel Perez. Nina Ribeiro. Avery Skinner. Juliana Sousa Abreu. Harrison Teleas. Asif Xavier. Benjamin Beater. Allison Bowe. Christopher Brown. Ana Clara Cavallo. Jacob Cefalo. Gabrielle Chesley. Claudio Dos Santos. Laura Frederico Malvisi. Brett Gagnon. Lucy Golden. Sarah Kareem. Antonios Konstantilakis. Matthew McCusker. Peyton McDonald. Ryan Moreshi. Vivian Ortiz. Eva Pulea Ekman. Daniele Rocha. Christopher Rodriguez. Quentin Servideo. Julie Smith. Nariva Stafuco. Nicholas Vasilopoulos. Ayman Zayada.
Before I acknowledge the Pisces class of 2022 for one last time, I would like to thank Ms. Fine for organizing and pulling off 5 flawlessly executed moving on ceremonies over the last 2 days. Thank you, Ms. Fine. And now I would ask the Pisces class of 2022 to please rise. Before we send them off one final time, I'd like to offer them our congratulations and best wishes. Parents, grandparents, families, thank you all for 3 great years, for your support of our school, and more importantly, for the support of your kids. We'll be asking the Pisces cluster to file out, and then once they're outside, you can meet them outside. Thank you again for coming this afternoon. Have a great day and a great summer.